Lepidium virginicum. Nickname for this plant is milk bottle. This is part 1, and in part 2 I'll be sharing a mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant for identification purposes. Be sure to watch all of part 1 so that part 2 is understandable. This is an erect plant up to 2 feet tall. It's weedy, can be bushy because it does grow in colonies. And as you see, atop the stem are what appears to be bottle brushes. These inflorescent flowers, technically referred to as racemes, form a bottle brush shape, and that is obviously where the plant derives its nickname from. This is another example. The leaves and the stems are covered with very short white hairs, considered to be hairless or almost hairless compared to another bottle brush plant among this series of plants I'll be covering in the 52 plants course. The seed pods are flat and they're round. The very top here is where white flowers will typically bloom, and the white flowers on this bottle brush and the other 3 bottle brushes we'll be covering in this course represents the soap, or the soap on the bottle brush. Now a typical raceme or inflorescent flower, this whole bottle brush here, the tiny white flowers will bloom at the top, while below the flowers will be replaced with these seed pods. The stem grows from out of a rosette of leaves. The rosette leaves are without hair. They're oval in outline and lobed on both sides. They could be up to 3 inches long, and they usually are not present after the stem appears. The leaves, the stem leaves that is, alternate along the stem. They are not opposite of one another. The leaves have teeth around the edges or margins. As I said earlier, the flowers are white. They are tiny. Each raceme or each bottle brush can be up to 4 inches long. This plant has a tendency to branch. If it does branch, it will branch along the upper third portion of the plant, as we see here. The seed pods have two cells, one to the right and to the left. Each cell has one seed inside, and the cell, or the entire seed pod that is, has a notch on the top. The stem can be green to a reddish pink color, and again covered in very fine white hair, which is short, not very dense at all. Some botanical references refer to this plant as being hairless or nearly so, especially compared to the beer bottle plant, nickname that is covered in this course. This is a group of the plants in colonies. This gives it that bushy look. Now these seed pods are approximately 4 millimeters wide, as I said before, with that small notch at the top. They have a peppery flavor and are used as a pepper substitute or to spice up food. As you see here, the raceme or the bottlebrush inflorescence flower, all synonyms, matures from bottom up. Turns white. They turn white here when mature. They mature from the bottom up, turning white when they mature. This bottle brush, up to 4 inches long, displayed in the palm of a hand, has some seeds here which are orange to brown, or orangish brown. We'll see them in another picture later on. Close up of a bottle brush. Flat seed pods, very tiny, round, the notch on the top. Can often be seen with a bloom of white flowers on top. Just like this. Each individual flower has 4 petals in the shape of a cross, as all mustards do. This is a picture of the raceme again, growing out of a tap root. The milk bottle plant has a tap root. Again, rosette leaves, oval, outline, and lobed, multiple lobes down the stem or leaf stalk. Now the leaves, stem leaves, that is, can be lance shaped or strap shaped. which is also referred to in botany as being linear, with parallel sides, strap shaped like a strap, or more of a lance shape, not as long, toothed edges or teeth around the edges, very fine white hairs, as I said earlier. Can barely see them here. Again, that's why some refer to this plant as being hairless or nearly so. This is a picture of some more of the lance-shaped stem leaves. And the edible parts of this plant are the leaves, the seed pods, and the seeds. To learn how to prepare these parts, go to survivalplantsmemorycourse.com, and there from the index page, click on Lepidium virginicum or the milk bottle plant and find the methods of preparation there on that fact sheet. Thank you for watching part 1, and in part 2 I'll be sharing a mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant. Thanks again.